Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Abstract Online Sport Program. I am Asma from Army Public School, Atak Kent. Students, you asked me some questions about exercise 1C, question number 1, 6 and 7. Now I am going to deliver you lecture on exercise 1C, question number 1, 6 and 7. First one is basic level question number 1. Which of the following quantities are inverse proportion? State the assumption made in each case. Students, you have already know about direct and inverse proportion. In direct proportion, if one quantity is increased, then other will also be increased. Or if one quantity is decreased, then other will also be decreased. In inverse proportion, if one quantity is increased, then other will be decreased. If one quantity is decreased, then other will be increased. Now, question number 1 is which of the following quantities are inverse proportion? State the assumption made in each case. Part A. The number of pencils Farhan buys and the total cost of the pencils. This question is related to direct proportion because the more number of pencils buy, the more cost will be paid. Part B. The number of taps filling a tank and the time taken to fill the tank. This question is related to inverse proportion because the number of taps more. If the number of taps are more, time will consumed less. Clear? That's clear? Okay. Part E. The number of cattle to be fed and the time taken to finish a certain amount of water. This question is related to inverse proportion because the more number of cattle eat, the meal will be finished more quickly. The more number of cattle eat, food is consumed quickly. This is inverse proportion. Next is question number 6. A consignment of fodder can feed 1260 cattle for 50 days. Given that all the cattle consume the fodder at the same rate, find part 1 the number of cattle an equal consignment of fodder can feed for 75 days. This question is related to inverse proportion because cattle are 1260. Cattle eat more. The meat is eaten by cattle more quickly. Meat is eaten by cattle more quickly and will be finished quickly. The solution of this question is given by question number 6, part 1, cattle and days. 1260 cattle and number of days 50. X cattle means unknown quantity and days are 75. More cattle eat and quickly meat is finished. So they are inverse of each other. X over 1260 is equal to 50 over 75. Students, you already know the arrowhead is starting from X. Then this can be judged by second quantity, whether it is direct or inverse. X over 1260 is equal to 50 over 75. After simplifying it, we get X equal to 840 cattle. Part 2 is question number 6, part 2. The number of days our equal consignment of fodder can last if it is used to feed 1575 cattle. Now, number of cattle 1260 and number of days 50. Then second equation is 1575 cattle and x days. X means unknown quantity. Similarly, in this way, this is also inverse proportion because the more number of cattle eat, the meat is eaten by cattle more quickly finished. So as you already know, the arrowhead is starting from x. So in this way we judge whether the second arrowhead is related as direct or inverse. So this is inverse proportion. X over 50 is equal to 1260 over 1575. After simplifying this, we get x equal to 40 days. I hope so you got my point. Clear that? Okay. Question number 7. At a sports camp, there is sufficient food for 75 athletes to last 6 days. If 18 athletes are absent from the camp, how many more days can the food last for the other athletes? State the assumption made. The solution of this question is athletes and days. Similarly, as shown in previous question, kettles, same as it is athletes and days. The more number of athletes eat, the the meal will be finished more quickly. So they are inverse of each other. If athletes are more, meal will be less. Meal means food will be less. As you know, the arrowhead is starting from x, and from this arrow we also judge the and we also draw the arrow on the other hand. One is upward direction and the second is downward direction, so they are inverse of each other. On the left corner I write 72 minus 18 is equal to 54 because 18 athletes are removed. 18 athletes has to be subtracted from total athletes. First equation is 72 and 60 and the second equation is 54 and x. Athletes are removed from total athletes 72. 72 minus 18 is equal to 54 and second is x. X means unknown quantity. We have to find number of days. X over 6 is equal to 72 over 54. After simplifying it, we get x is equal to 8 days. Last is question number 8. If z is inversely proportional to x and z is equal to 5 when x equal to 7, find the value of x when z equal to 70. Students, you have done related to this question number 8 in assignment number 1 and 2. You can easily solve it. This is not so difficult. First, you have to make equation z is inversely proportional to x. After removing proportionality sign, z is equal to k over x. Put the value of z equal to 5, put the value of x equal to 7, and we get the value k equal to something. Now, if you get value of k, then you again write equation z is inversely proportional to x, z is equal to k over x. Then put the value z equal to 70 and k equal to something जो भी आपका आएगा. Then you can get value of x. This is question number 1, question number 7 and question number 6. I hope you understand all my questions. Allah Hafiz. Thank you.